you ever wondered why some people spend their entire lives trying to get ahead financially, putting in effort, sacrificing time, dreaming big, hoping for a breakthrough, yet nothing really changes? Why do so many people say they want to be rich, they want freedom, they want success, but year after year, their life remains exactly the same? Today, I want to reveal something most people never hear, something that will completely change the way you think about wealth, opportunity, discipline, and personal responsibility. Because the truth is that most people don't fail because of lack of opportunity or intelligence or ability. They fail because of one thing they keep doing over and over again. And if you don't stop doing it, you will never become rich. Today, we're going to expose it. Today, we're going to break it. Today, we're going to shift your mindset permanently. So listen carefully, because what you are about to hear can change the entire trajectory of your life. The number one thing you must stop doing if you ever want to be rich is this. Stop operating from a victim mentality. Stop blaming, stop complaining, stop pointing fingers at circumstances, people, the past, the economy, your job, your parents, your boss, society. Because the moment you give blame, you give away power. And the moment you give away power, you give away your future. Wealth requires ownership. Full, unapologetic, uncomfortable ownership. And nothing kills wealth faster than the belief that life is happening to you instead of responding to you. The truth is that millions of people secretly believe they are powerless. They believe the world controls their outcomes. They believe money is unfair. They believe the system is stacked against them. They believe rich people have advantages they don't, and because they believe these things, they never even try to build something different for themselves. But here's the shocking part. The biggest obstacle to wealth is not the world around you. It's the world inside your mind. The way you talk to yourself, the way you interpret your failures, the way you see opportunities, the way you respond to challenges. Most people sabotage their own wealth because they refuse to take full responsibility. They look at their current situation and say, "It's not my fault," and even if that's partially true, it doesn't matter. What matters is that taking responsibility is the only thing that gives you control. Blame feels good in the moment because it takes pressure off your shoulders, but it kills your potential. It kills your ambition. It kills your identity. It tells your brain, there is nothing you can do. You are stuck. And when you believe you're stuck, you stop trying. You stop learning. You stop improving. You stop seeking opportunities. You stop taking risks. You stop moving. Victim mentality is the silent poison of the poor. It convinces you that the problem is always external. It convinces you that your failures are someone else's fault, that your lack of progress is a result of the world being unfair, that your struggles are permanent. But wealthy people think completely differently. They take ownership of everything, their thoughts, their decisions, their habits, their failures, their weaknesses, their circumstances. Even when something wasn't their fault, they take responsibility for what happens next. They don't ask, why did this happen to me? They ask, what am I going to do about it? That question alone changes everything. That question reconnects you with your power. That question puts you in the driver's seat of your financial destiny. But victim mentality isn't the only thing you need to stop doing. It's the root, but connected to it are dozens of behaviors that quietly destroy your chances of becoming rich. And today we're going to uncover them all one by one so you can break them permanently. The second thing you must stop doing is waiting. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for clarity. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for conditions to be ideal. Wealth does not come to people who wait. Wealth comes to people who start, people who act, people who move even when they're uncertain, uncomfortable, unprepared. Most people delay their dreams for years, telling themselves they'll start when things settle down, when I'm less stressed, when I feel ready, when I have more time, when I understand more. They don't realize they are destroying their future with procrastination disguised as planning. Waiting is the most expensive habit you can have. Every month you delay investing, you lose compounding. Every year you delay building skills, you lose opportunity. Every day you delay taking action, you lose momentum. Wealthy people don't wait. They create momentum. They learn along the way. They figure things out as they go. They start before they're ready. The third thing you must stop doing is avoiding discomfort. Nothing destroys potential like the desire to feel comfortable all the time. Poor and middle-class people chase comfort. They avoid anything that feels scary, uncertain, unfamiliar, or difficult. They want easy tasks, easy days, easy routines. But wealth comes from discomfort. Learning is uncomfortable. Investing is uncomfortable. Discipline is uncomfortable. Facing your habits is uncomfortable. Building a business is uncomfortable. Trying something new is uncomfortable. But wealthy people embrace discomfort because they understand that discomfort is the cost of growth. The moment you stop running from discomfort is the moment your life begins to expand. The fourth thing you must stop doing is relying on one income stream. If you depend on a single source of income, you are one decision, one layoff, one medical event, one economic shift away from disaster. And yet, most people live this way their entire lives. They trust their employers more than they trust themselves. They depend on a paycheck instead of developing skills, assets, or leverage. Wealthy people never rely on one income stream. They build multiple. They create businesses, side hustles, investments, rental income, royalties, dividends. They diversify not because they fear failure, but because they understand independence. If you want financial freedom, depending on one income source is not an option. The fifth thing you must stop doing is emotional spending. Emotional spending is one of the biggest silent wealth killers in the world. People buy things not because they need them, but because they are stressed, bored, insecure, sad, angry, or trying to impress others. Every unnecessary purchase is money stolen from your future. Every impulsive expense delays your wealth building. Wealthy people control their emotions before they control their money. They understand that money responds to logic, not feelings. They buy based on value, not emotion. The sixth thing you must stop doing is thinking small. Most people underestimate themselves so dramatically that they suffocate their own potential. They think too small, dream too small, plan too small, take actions that are too small. They fear aiming high because they fear failure. They fear success because it requires change. They fear discomfort because it challenges their identity. But wealthy people think big. They imagine what's possible. They set goals that push them. They take risks that stretch them. They act boldly. Thinking small keeps you trapped. Thinking big opens doors. The seventh thing you must stop doing is surrounding yourself with the wrong people. Your environment shapes your financial future. If you spend time with people who complain, who blame, who fear risk, who avoid growth, who waste money, who gossip, who stay stuck, you will adopt their habits. You will adopt their beliefs. You will adopt their limitations. Wealthy people are very intentional about who they spend time with. They surround themselves with people who challenge them, inspire them, hold them accountable, and think at a higher level. If you want to be rich, you cannot spend your life with people who act poor, mentally or financially. The eighth thing you must stop doing is ignoring your financial education. Most people go through school learning subjects they'll never use, yet they never learn how money actually works. They never learn about investing, taxes, assets, compounding, risk management, budgeting, or leverage. They navigate life financially blind, and blindness leads to expensive mistakes. Wealthy people study money the way others study entertainment. They read books, watch videos, listen to podcasts, take courses. They feed their mind because they know money flows to knowledge. Ignorance is costly, education is profitable. The ninth thing you must stop doing is living above your means. Society pressures people to look rich instead of becoming rich. People buy cars they can't afford, clothes they don't need, gadgets that don't matter, vacations that leave them in debt. They chase appearance instead of substance. Wealthy people do the opposite. They buy less, they save more, they invest early, they let their assets grow before upgrading their lifestyle. They know that delayed gratification is one of the strongest tools for building long-term wealth. The 10th thing you must stop doing is trying to do everything alone. Self-made is a myth. No one builds wealth alone. Wealth comes from connections, mentorship, collaboration, networks, partnerships, community. Most people stay stuck because they isolate themselves. They never ask for help. They never seek advice. They never find mentors. They try to figure everything out alone, which makes their journey longer, harder, and more painful. Wealthy people leverage other people's knowledge, experience, and wisdom. They learn faster because they learn from others. But let's connect all of this together. Every behavior that destroys wealth comes from the same source: fear. Fear of responsibility, fear of discomfort, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of risk, fear of effort, fear of exposure, fear of change. Fear creates the habits that keep you poor. Courage creates the habits that build wealth. The moment you decide to stop living from fear and start living from responsibility, everything in your life will shift. Your mindset will shift, your habits will shift, your opportunities will shift, and eventually your bank account will shift too. Let me ask you something. Who are you becoming through your habits? Are you becoming someone stronger, smarter, more capable, more disciplined, more focused, more strategic? Or are you becoming someone who avoids, reacts, fears, hides, delays, excuses? Your results will always follow your identity, and if your identity stays small, your wealth will too. But if you shift your identity into someone who takes responsibility, someone who grows, someone who invests, someone who builds, someone who thinks long term, someone who acts boldly, then wealth becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Imagine your life if you stopped doing every behavior that has held you back. Imagine the person you would become. Imagine the opportunities you would attract. Imagine the wealth you could build. It all begins with stopping the habits that sabotage you, stopping the identity that limits you, stopping the patterns that keep you trapped. I want you to remember this. Your future is not determined by your past. It's determined by your decisions. And today, right now, you have the chance to decide differently. If this message shook you, if it awakened something inside you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below what behavior you're committing to stop today. Because your transformation begins the moment you break the habits that keep you poor. And today, you just took the first step toward becoming rich.